Dr. Meg Meeker is the author of Raising a Strong Daughter in a Toxic Culture 11 Steps to Keep Her Happy, Healthy, and Safe. It's a wonderful, wonderful book. She has over 20 years of experience in pediatric and adolescent medicine, joins us on our guest line and also on Skype. Dr. Meeker, thanks so much for spending a few minutes with us here on the Mike Gallagher Show. It's good to see you.
Good to see you. Thanks for having me, Mike.
Our pleasure. Tell us about the most important thing parents should be telling their children who are anxious, who are afraid, who have lots of concerns about what the whole world is experiencing with COVID-19.
I think it's really important that parents quell their kids' fears. I did want to respond to the gal who was on earlier who said we're overblowing this and everything. You know, wouldn't that be great if we're overblowing it? But the truth of the matter is, it's a very serious disease to those who get it. New York
Sure.
City and New Orleans intensive care units are like war zones. So it's very important that parents are sobered, but when they talk to their kids, they need to say, this is a very serious infection, but so far it is not a kid's infection. It's an adult infection. So really parents have more to worry about themselves and their kids, but it's really important to talk calmly to your kids and say it's a very hard time. There is an infection out there that we can't see, but it's real, but we're going to get through this okay. It's really
You know,
important.
and it's important, I think, too. There is that balance. Even as adults have this balance, this delicate balance. Are we overdoing it? Are we doing it just right? The balance about the healthcare concerns we have for our fellow Americans and worrying about the economy. Those kind of conflicts have to play out even in an adolescent's mind.
Oh, absolutely. Kids have seen their lives turn upside down overnight. And so they know something serious is going on. They don't like it and they're afraid. So that's why it's important for parents to say, look, your life, my life did turn upside down overnight. It's because they're infections and it's going to go on for a while, but we're a family and we can get through this together. It's also important to teach your kids how to take precautions not to transmit it. Kids transmit the virus. Adults get it. So it's
Sure.
really important, yeah, to teach your kids to hand wash, to change how they, handle their hygiene and so forth. But it's also important to help the family or adjust to all being in the house together, for the kids not to be with playmates, for the kids not to be going to their sports anymore, for the kids to be worried about college applications, graduation, a lot of anxiety that kids have that parents really need to be sensitive to and talk to your kids about them. Don't assume your kids aren't worried or thinking about them. Assume they are and talk to them and talk calmly and tell them it's going to be okay.
Dr. Meg Meeker is with us. She's the author of Raising a Strong Daughter in a Toxic Culture, talking about what to do, what we tell our kids. And I'm no expert at this. This is your field, but I got to believe I saw the funniest little video yesterday, day 10 lockdown, and there was a dog playing a piano, literally, and a little toddler just running back and forth screaming at the top of her lungs. I think people are probably on each other's nerves. Do you
Oh,
have to give your child a little bit of space right now too?
you absolutely have to. I think it's really important for parents to remember the way that infections transmitted really is hand to face, hand to
Right.
mouth. It's really not you cough on somebody. So kids need to get outside. They need to play outside. They just need to stay away from other people. Now, I'm not saying they should play with friend groups, but if you have a yard, if you have woods, if you have a street, get your kids outside. They have
Right.
to work the kinks out.
Yep. Listen. Hang in. I appreciate your guidance. I know all of us have enjoyed your book very, very much. It's an important guide in these troubled, toxic cultural times, and I appreciate you spending some time with us, Dr. Meeker, to talk about what we should tell our kids. All the best.
Thank you, Mike.
Thank you so much. I do think you got to give a little bit of breathing room. I'm hearing from families, if he chews one more ice cube, I'm going to kill him.